contribute both to planning to be part of ensuring that the lives that we can have a voice in this world. Today, as we know, as we look at disasters that impact in all of our countries, the infrastructure tumbles and is rebuilt, adults suffer and fall and rebuild. But our children, they suffer losses that can be lifelong, that have lifelong consequences. That poor nutrition, when the brain is exactly at that moment of development when it needs it, affects them for life. The diseases, the waterborne diseases that come after the disaster, take them back and again have that impact for their lives. The trauma, the fear, the uncertainty that plague their mental health, and the lost education that threatens their future. Today, almost 2/3 of 10-year-olds in all of our countries globally cannot read nor understand a single sentence. And that speaks volumes for the world that these children are going to inherit tomorrow. It speaks volumes for their capacities to be able to meet the challenges that they will face. So this session is a part of the answer that perhaps should have been given this morning around the role that education and our education systems play, both in preparing and involving and engaging our young people, as well as ensuring that our education systems have DRR at their centre, as well as ensuring that the education component is at the centre of all that is done by governments, all that is done by our emergency services in the DRR data. We are missing opportunities in all of our countries to ensure that integrated approach, that integrated response. And today we're going to hear from countries on their experience of applying the comprehensive school safety strategy, and we're going to challenge ourselves to take home that message regarding the importance of disaster risk reduction at the heart of all of our sectors, as well as education at the heart of all of our disaster risk reduction. Let me outline then how we're going to do that this morning. The agenda will involve a video on the strategy. We will then hear from 3 governments in this region regarding the degree to which they have been able to create the enabling environment that's necessary, introduce those policies, change those practices in their countries. We're also going to hear from a young representative of young people, enter and listen to that voice about their experience and their goals in terms of how we carry this forward. Our objectives are quite simple. We're going to hear and see in the video the information on what is an updated comprehensive school safety framework. We're going to listen to those best practices and messages around the importance of this. And then we're going to all feel accountable for the commitment for every national government to adopt the framework and return to your home's call for action to invest in that preparedness and resilient communities that we all desire for every area in which we work. With that, I'm also going to just let everyone in the room know if you have any kind of hearing or sight issue, please. There are QR codes on the doors and walls that you can scan, and that will link you into the system for supportive hearing and information. As well, we are going to move after the video and ask you to go into Slido, which will allow you to use your phones to also scan a QR code that will go up. That where you can pose the questions you want to ask of the panelists for this session. With all of that said and done, let me throw it in to the video and invite you to get an understanding of what's been unfolded.
Human actions have created the climate crisis. So, children from Pakistan, England, and small island developing states such as mine are on the front line of the climate crisis, leaving education and basic school safety up in the air.
The program has reached 27,000 schools in Indonesia, resulting in regional policies on CSS along with guidelines and modules for the implementation.
Major strategies have been implemented individually in different Caribbean countries to improve school safety. 19 countries are signatory to the CSS standard.
When we look at the goals of the comprehensive school safety framework, we see three key goals here where we are absolutely aligned with you, and which makes us so eager to support and endorse the comprehensive school safety framework.
As Safe for Children, I confirm today that we are endorsing this new framework and we will be applying it in our work around the world and with our partners.
I think this new integration is the best answer and there are room for rights and evidence-based education. And I really feel that it's important to can't be overstated.
We're taking a strong collaboration approach across all partners, as well as a whole society approach that's reflected in the socio-ecological model that underpins the CSS Act. Really, the idea is to bring everyone together to address these issues right down at the household level, systems level.
Staff recommendations so that all children and all students learn where they are safe and
Children's learning, particularly as climate crisis, needs to be prioritized. Marginalized children need to be prioritized. And it's absolutely critical for each and every one of those children, but for communities, for their families, communities, and countries as a whole, we are successful.
The areas that we've really tried to focus on collectively as an alliance for the framework have been the ones to really look at protecting learners, educators, and staff in schools and other learning spaces. To look at strengthening education, protection, continuity, and really limiting the disruptions to learning that children have been facing, and also to promote knowledge and skills of learners and duty bearers in relation to risk reduction and resilience building.
We believe that this framework will provide countries and partners with a coherent approach to the multiple risk-based children as they try to go to school and learn.
And resilience in the educational sector to produce a revised comprehensive framework to protect children's education from all hazards and risks.
One of the major efforts we've made as an alliance is to try and ensure that there's strong alignment between the CSSF and a number of different interrelated global frameworks that are supporting safety, resilience, DRR in the education sector for children.
Countries and partners should endorse the framework to collectively estimate their ability to protect education from around or other hazards and ensure that students educate learn teaching safety and acquire knowledge and skills to build more resilient, just lives.
So what you see on the screen at the moment is the QR code you are asked to scan with your phones in order to be able to place questions. Please make them challenging, because the panelists are asking very, very difficult questions. And we'll be conducting the session in such a way that we will keep as strictly as possible to time. So I've asked the panelists to please do that in order that we can have some time to answer your questions and to interact with you a little bit more. It's my enormous pleasure to introduce to you our first speaker, Dr. Radhika Jati. I want to emphasize that their full accomplishments, experience, CVs on the screen. Please take a moment to absorb the richness of their experience. But let me just say that Dr. Jati is the Deputy Minister of Systems and Strategy in the National Disaster Management Authority of Asia. He comes with more than 25 years of experience, and I very much look forward, as I'm sure you do, to listening to his presentations.
So thank you very much for introducing me. So a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Yeah, I would like to share what the issues on school safety, but what is really inside the spirit of school safety is about the next generation for its needs. With the President Decree number 87, 2020, the President has established the decree on disaster management plan up to 25 years. This is the beyond 2030. It's a network and also the SDGs. And included itself is about education, nutrition, and disaster. That's why it's very important for us in Indonesia, absolutely have the common sense of the prioritization of school safety. So I would like to share the platform of INADIS, the disaster risk that have been mapped with guideline industry, including the Ministry of Education. We have collecting of the platform data information that are can be accessed to any other places and also in Indonesia itself. As an isolated state, we have 17,000 islands, and also we have 12 hazards. In this moment, we can show you that how many schools are really at this. We have medium and high risk, more than 75% high, medium and high risk, with more than 500,000 schools are there, spread all over Indonesia. With the islands in Asia-Pacific state have high risk, mentioning in the same framework, Article 41, that Asia-Pacific state have more high risk. We have coastal line, we have the Mega Trust tsunami, 127 volcano activity. So how can we really deal with the children, with the education, with the school, teacher, all in the system that we are now? How really can we cope with the disasters? You can see how many disasters or how many hazards are there are mapped already. We can by coordinate, and every coordinate you can just click and you can see where's the school, where are they, how many teachers are there, how many students are there. So we can count probably what are the risks, how much exposure of the population for the school itself. So during the pandemic, this is also challenging, I believe, also in your country. How can really education still going during the pandemic? Including when the school, the children have to learn from their home. So they're learning from their home. You can see the number of the pandemic during that time that the school mostly or children are learning from their home. You can see how many people are learning from home during the Delta, Omicron, and also the next Delta 3, 4, and 5. You can see that the distant learning is very important to be learning from stuff. Safe School Implementation Strategy. This is 2012. We have the from the NDMA. We have the law on safe school and strengthening itself on how we can establish this capital safe school itself. We have been working together with a good collaboration, not only with the government itself, but also with the NGO, supporting NGO, international NGO, also voluntary, and also the Scout. We have the Scout are now very committed on how we can create the education with the Scout itself. The increasing public awareness is also very important. How to disseminate the understanding of this. How we really understand where are we, what should we do with the disaster that happen, how can we prevent, how to mitigate, and how to save ourselves. With this application of economics, we can also with the Ministry of Education, of course, people can see where are the schools, where are we, what are this and so. So dissemination of understanding is very important for us, including how to keep practices of the education for all, and also the local level is very important. Commitment on the leadership and the political at the provincial level, and also at the state level is very important, including in the emergency settlement plan that is also leveraging the provincial and the local level. Once the local government assists, it encourages the formation of the local school secretariat. So we have what we call the task force for school secretariat that was really willing to do how can really the safe school implemented in the schools itself. We have more than 5,000 schools distributed around the special area all over the Asia-Pacific state. We know that also we have to allocate the development of the school affiliation and how we really can do mentoring to the teacher itself. How is it also the formation of the facilitator itself in the school. So this is one of the achievements that we also want to share with ladies and gentlemen today, with how we can comprehensive school has reached more than 3,000 schools. I know it's a big goal until now because we have more than 500,000 schools. We are challenging to how to accelerate it. These schools are ready to be a safe school. And to take it at policy or at the national level, I've mentioned about 2012, with the Minister of Education, Culture, and Technology. Until now, we have the safe school throughout the 34 provinces. We have 540 district cities that should be also engaged with the safe school program. The safe school program fund is also implemented, and also we know that the response on COVID-19 and the policy facilitating the process also. Safe school implementation and achievement with the platform and also application. This is good for children. We have also with the Scout just several weeks ago, a very national Scout Jamboree that also helped in Jakarta and also brought another Kalimantan in Papua. So we endorse also the children to understand and to their knowledge how we really do. aligning with political pressure. That I think connected with learning will this language and the other is basic of it. And these are the but also and one of the out out thank you for the that we and a bit of better for study, innovation, knowledge,
Thank you. Look at the depth of those challenges. Anything to I don't think that still major demo as who is chairman of National Authority becomes good and at the moment guys and out of them so I come from a country Congress country and when you remark that we came from a we have from 35% they have overwhelmed and they are children like that that is the limit to what the more for what the target can make it up so the need very this and how to start it. And I must on a high level for fellow there we actually you know it's best for the simplest and start volunteer the beginning of
And this is the one that development plan. Our journey started on chemical chemistry, we studied work on and thereafter, from 15 we developed the deep development with us. And then we went on to carry out the pilot. The pilot program after that carried out the review from and then we went on to government and worked towards national disaster under the plan. And after that, I think went on scale up this and also so as of this moment, we are now can scale it. The key objective are side sector management driving framework and in order to take learning environment is a small time the components there's something which are unique to our environment. Like in our case, the premises physical security emerged as a challenge, especially after the terrorist attack. So otherwise, all the components are in front of you, infrastructure stability, safety, the fire safety, environmental safety, and it's also a very important and often neglected aspect of cybersecurity. It is aligned to all the policies, the global framework, the regional framework, our NDMA and our national education policy. It's completely aligned to all these. It's applicable to the private schools. We have a number of them, the government school, and even the informal education institutions existing in form of the religious seminaries, some of our areas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the resilience matrix. We have an interplay of prevention and mitigation with preparedness and risk reduction. And that is the context of when we are in a pre-disaster phase. At the onset of disaster, we are catered for the rapid need assessment, the post-crisis psychological support for children. I must tell you that this was one of the most important aspects that we had. It was a challenge that we had to confront with, especially after the trauma faced by our children and the terrorist attack. And of course, the stakeholders for PSSF in the core, as you can see in this diagram, the core, in the core resides the school management, the school owners, and the government department. They have the sole ownership of this. And in the crest that you can see are those affected by this framework, that is the children, the teachers, and all the other stakeholders, that are parents, the media, the development partners, and law enforcement security. Ladies and gentlemen, our implementation mechanism was very well thought out, again based on our environment. We had the overarching policy guidelines, and then we had a training and capacity building. It included the principals, the teachers, and of course the evaluators who had to actually evaluate and set the safety standards. And then it was implementation by the school. At the first step, it was self-assessment, and they implemented, and then it was evaluated by the district teams, and then there was monitoring and oversight by a third party at the level of provinces. Our achievement, I'll just pass through this. We had a pilot. You can see we did it all over the country so that we have wider results available to us. It was approved, it was discussed, debated, and approved by NDMC, and Prime Minister instructed for its rollout in all the. It was formally launched, we have a National Disaster Awareness Day that is 8th October, and on 8th October, 2008 was formally launched. This is the statistics when we implemented it as a model pilot project in our federal cabinet. We had an extensive advocacy campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, coming on to the enabling environment, I told you we were the big start, but there was certain environment that actually supported us. We have a very strong Indian network, which provides greater leverage for science and there are. We have the institutions that is the National Disaster Management Authority and the Provincial Disaster Management Authority. They were bodies available for us to plan and having a monitoring oversight. We have a strong building and fire safety codes with clear provisions. Food safety is part of our national security education policy. There is ownership of federal government by default after its approval by NDMC. The national necessity exists, especially after we have the past disaster. I showed you statistics, and of course the terrorism incident actually acts as a catalyst. There are SOPs regarding physical security, and of course we can capitalize on them for all the other safety parts. And of course, very importantly, it's an indigenous framework customized to our movement. So there is better adoption and acceptance. The challenges that we face, I told you that there are wide range of disasters. Each region has different, and there are regions where you have multiple, so the response has to be complementary. There's large number, as what my friend also said, there's large number of schools, some of them in very remote areas. Financial constraint, which is actually, retarded our movement forward to implement it all over Pakistan. There is a capacity deficit of school staff, need to train them. Need for a very strong legislation for effective implementation. I must tell you, there is no, either it's a safe school or it's an unsafe school. There is black or white, there's nothing gray. So you need to have a very strong legislation to ensure you can declare a school as an unsafe and penalize it. And of course, the quality assurance safety standards, because the evaluators have put. The innovation, I can see that training the trainers we taught in our environment was one. We had a concept of training the master trainers, which we would have their presence in each school, and it would be like a cascading effect in its implementation. And it had a much to ensure sustainability and of course preparing for this absorbing this program. The lessons learned. By the way, this photograph that I show you is of a present flood event, and ladies standing over here. The reflection of the gender empowerment that our national society has. The first 3-star Deputy General of Pakistan Army gets our. So the lessons learned are that the program has to follow work so that as a maintainable. There has to be a political commitment, government ownership. There have to be close finances for sustainability. There has to be a technical support and partnership, and I must acknowledge that it could not have been there, which could not have been possible without the sound professional technical financial support which Pakistan. They actually were amazing. The change management, a human mind is first. And last is the capacity building of the staff. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I end with this time.
Major General, thank you very, very much. I know such rich detail in the presentation. I hope you will all use to thank you. Let's move on then, and let me introduce Dr. Ronilda Ho, who is Director of Disaster Risk Prevention and Management Service of the Department of Education. Director Ho is tasked with strengthening the resilience of the education sector.
Good evening to everyone. The Department of Education of the Philippines would like to thank the Asia-Pacific Coalition for School Safety for inviting us to present on the recipes for success to scale up comprehensive school safety across Asia-Pacific. The vulnerability of the basic education sector. The 10-year data of the Department of Education show that 93% of our schools experience natural hazards. 49% experience human-induced hazard. Now, the recipes for success to scale up comprehensive safety. The first is the creation of the Department of Education's Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Service. The DRMS was created in 2011 and focuses on 3 areas of work: disaster risk reduction and management, climate change adaptation and mitigation, and peace building, addressing human-induced hazard. As to the structure, we have the DRM structure from the central office to the subnational until the school level. In terms of the foundations of our work, we have the international laws, frameworks, and policies and standards, as well as national laws and policies in fulfillment of the commitment of the government to those international policies and standards and frameworks. Second, we have the DRMS results-based planning framework. Now, for the DRMS results-based planning framework, we have an outcome that is anchored to the Department of Education's sector outcome. And this is learners are resilient and enjoy and exercise their rights to be safe and protected. Now, as to the other recipe, we have the Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Information System. Before the creation of the DRRMIS, there are challenges data gathering, and that is partly efficiency issues, the timeliness of data, and accuracy. So we have a project with Save the Children and the Prudence Foundation that actually has 3 outcomes: the information system, capacity building, and research. The vision for the information management system is an ecosystem approach. So on the other hand, the information system actually is an input to the school improvement plan, as well as on the school-based management, that is the leadership of the schools. On the other hand, we have the comprehensive school safety that engages the stakeholders, the communities, and also for social accountability, our learners. The building block tools for the information system are the following: the rapid assessment of damages report, mobile app or apps, the school watching apps, and the comprehensive school safety monitoring app. Now let me go to the rapid assessment of damages report apps. This is an app that's used for response in the aftermath of a disaster. This is data gathering that determines actually our response interventions in the department.
Radar is a web and mobile app designed to rapidly assess damages to a school after earthquakes, fires, typhoons, flash floods, or other natural hazards. This allows users to identify areas that need assistance and estimate damages in affected areas. Upon completion of the assessment, the data is sent to the web app for collection, reporting, and
that, we have the second app, and that's the school watching and hazard mapping app. Now, this is based on department order or policy, which puts the students or learners at the center of risk assessment, as well as incorporated into the planning of the school. The objectives of the apps are as follows: improve learners' level of awareness in terms of the hazards and risks within their schools, increase the participation of children, and inculcate a culture of safety. What is the process for the school watching and hazard mapping for the learners within the school? First, there is an organization of teams of learners that actually conduct the hazard watching and mapping, and then they go around the school, several points, identified points or spots within the school, which they assess in terms of risks and hazards that affect them. And also, the students produce what we call the hazard maps that is included in the report, and with the report, that then is actually incorporated in what's known as their school improvement plan. The last apps that we have developed with the Children and Prudence Foundation is the so-called Comprehensive School Safety Monitoring App. The apps is actually designed to monitor the school's initiatives on the CSS enabling environment and the 3 pillars of the Comprehensive School Safety Framework. Now, this serves as one of the basis for school improvement plan. As you can see here, so this is the web app application, and these are a number of the parameters that are actually captured. Okay? So the 3 pillars of the Comprehensive School Safety Framework are reflected in the questions and are actually filled up or answered at the school level. With that view of the job learned, and we'll be able to use our sharing, our experience to actually scale up comprehensive school safety across Asia-Pacific. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
And thank you very much to the Philippines. Let's move. Let's move now then, please, to young representative Navasuren Mensakan, who is from, at the private age 15. She is a leader, a student in her school, and she's led a Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Navasuren. I'm child living in Mongolia, and the world which supports my 10 minutes in this. Today, through my presentation, I will share with you about experiences and determining areas of in my country, Mongolia. As you know, that in recent years, the frequency of natural and hazard has been increased, and as a result, children as well as the training and creative education find ways to have negative. However, even during disaster, we never stop. Accordingly, every school around the world should be protected by your disinformation. With this proposed as I travel with you, I would say that if we are involved with our school, we have capacity to manage. So this to the objective of the work, and I'm not going to read all these
but I want to highlight that in my functional phobia, it's probably why this technology. And now I would like to tell you about some major steps in Mongolia. Firstly, one of Mongolia is the and in Ukraine, regional policy conference on safety hospitals and recommendations from the thriving issues of improve schools and in prevention. More than 240 different government and government, including Ministry of Education and Science, National Emergency for him and for the children in this first year. In 2019, as followed the information of the private that received confirmed the conferences planning and learning work with the has also young children. In terms of human and Finnish dollar, I would like to highlight some. In the framework of Pillar 1, that's learning ability, Ministry of Education from the standard for environment kindergartens, like focus. Children use these standards when to identify potential requirement of this. Also, this is based on time when was conducted regarding the level by collecting a lot of about how things predict in addition, Polish and Mongolia partnered agriculture successfully, and as well more than 54,000 tractors in rural areas have been provided for standard wash facilities. This is in particular that since 2018, children we have been provided person learn more safety of training that was approved by Ministry of Education. Meanwhile, the training model has been developed heavily increasing our school best. Besides formal curriculum, also formal curriculum regularly always knowledge of every the children who are members of the created knowledge and skills from DRR, also by conducting training, organizing events, as well as conducting assessment at school. That are knowledge is still on DRR. All of these guidelines are really very helpful for us. For instance, one of the days in diet framework for children, I have had a very understandable. As I mentioned previously, children reactions potential system. Then based on assessment, we also cover preparedness and one stage. Here specifically from assessment related. Lastly, in the end of other children, I would like to first, even we have skill lack quality of education, particularly on DR. Therefore, DR more different innovation, reinstitution, and food study. Second, build the community positivity young and leader on PR to our education, especially in decision making level. Who is part of the PR part? And end of my presentation. Student, thank you very much for confirming. In case we had some down. Children and young people who indeed have the capacity. And as they have called over and again throughout this wish to engage. With that, I would like to now call on our first. We have heard over and over finance that is becoming a stop the ongoing area. It needs to be all of society. That in mind, we have with regard to let me call this on Mr. Paul Young, who comes direct Foundation Hong Kong. But thank you, Rana. I'm very happy to be here and have given this opportunity to do a summary and also share with you. Firstly, let me very quickly wrap up. We have a very rich presentation. So very quickly, a couple of points that I just jot down. Firstly, I think on the title of this presentation, and so first thing in my note is that first commitment provide an enabling environment to establish policy, institutionalize the population. The second thing is very well defined key stakeholders and structure. Cross-sector collaboration for capacity building remain the core. Thirdly, as demonstrated by a few key examples, technology is an enabler. It is the tool, very effective tool for data gathering, analysis, for decision making, and also provide a platform for scale implement. You do not power of technology. Bring that of safety. Fourth, this is very important. I want to echo again. Students' voice must be heard. As Bernard said, they must be treated as part, not only. They must be provided a platform to participate. They must be provided quality training. They must be partner. And last but not least, I think there is a huge aspect of integrating indigenous this is a repeated that I have heard over and over. So that kind of summarizes the sort of and I also want to add a little bit of what I know. And I think not too long ago, I think we all have witnessed the worldwide. And early this week, I had an opportunity and on their side, go to action. The first point is schools must be safe and education must not be again and again from the youngster. Education must not must be safe and hearing. We need to, and therefore I call upon widespread endorsement, adoption, that we have just done that covers all hazards, all risks, to protect children. And here I want to echo again what Rana has said. DRR must be in the center. And therefore, I think it must be upon our responsibility to ensure that comprehensive safety are mainstream across the not on the side. Third, I come from the country. So this I must do something about that. I think over the past year, you will see a lot of us stepping up on their quest. No longer a CSR activity or one of the back. What private sector bring to the table is really their resources, their expertise, their role as part of the community. You will see that a lot of all businesses are integrate ESG, environmental social, and also community investment as part of their business strategy, business practice, and business strategy. Engage, bring them on board. We are there. So that will end my summary. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So now we come to the moment where we're going to ask. I have one, which is from and it relates to how to ensure that to a living who has a question.
Hello, everyone. I am the I am happy children. So, this is not for a teacher that are most present. I just want to know how the children are being participated and each government is there a platform for them this like they were consulted on their perspective to help experiment the
Thank you very much. So somewhat related question. Does anyone?
Yeah. Yes, we have campaign with and COVID plan and we perfect yeah, but we like common part, but we give the or there are I doing here all that all the media has been here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I will. First question. So, for first, the area and also this that uh, that's and the other of you and the scout
So that was very talk about the activity. Dr. Ramil. I won't be making more. Number one, that when children are engaged, ongoing, not necessarily heard, but you may get that is genuine. Another just I was that we were talking about. I don't any of us those mobilizing national state and providing. You have another question? With included last what are the practical outcomes of very much similar to the benefit? What are the practical outcomes of the program? Similar to the program. So given that the framework exists in Pakistan, have you seen benefits from that? Funding?
As I right, they don't give part of the yeah, like in the like 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 it is not give another then like and
Right, and I think behind that is an important point. We tend to evaluate our work, but evaluate the impact in relation to how ladies and gentlemen, with that, and that's a little bit like sorry, like that. We heard lots of madly relatively extensive time. But so they there and we heard some very good with our minister. The accountable to get the grounding DRI. Ongoing capacity building approach. And I want to thank that meeting. With your Minister of Finance, with the non-government and to stand up.